Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Delighted to have Chris Kidd here in the studios. Chris is awesome. He's with he's a financial coach extraordinaire, and we love having him on the program and love the stories we've been doing. You can learn more about him at chriskidd.com, and he's brought back a guest that we've had on before who's incredibly articulate and has a fantastic story, and I've been looking forward to seeing him back in our studios and delighted to have him here. Chris, tell us a little bit more about what you do for people, and then introduce our guest for us today.
Well, like you said, I'm a financial coach. It's a little different than an advisor because an advisor, a lot of them sell you stuff, but I actually teach, and that's what a coach does. My objective is to help my clients learn how to manage their money better, get out of debt, have their own businesses, and one of the biggest things that I work with them on is investing and how to become more sophisticated investors so that they can understand what their money's doing and make it work harder for them.
Yeah, very good. And your guest today?
And my guest today is Jordan Black. He's back in the studio with us again. We had him on a little while back, and he's a former NFL player. He is also a business owner, has a couple of businesses here in Houston. And I know he also does some work with a school as well. We'll let him tell us a little bit about that. But welcome to the show, Jordan.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Jordan, you did a great job the last time you were on. Always glad to see you. Glad to have you back. Kind of give us an overview of all your business and entrepreneurial activity today. Okay.
Right now, mainly, my main focus is Snap Fitness. Our location is in Missouri City on Highway 6. But anyways, it's just a convenient type of neighborhood health club that we try to meet everyone's needs, regardless if you're an athlete trying to prepare for your next high school season, or if you're just a mom or a dad that's looking to get back in shape. So
yeah, very good. Chris?
I know. Seems like I'm always looking to get back in shape. I go through the roundabout where I get on track for a while and then something happens, and I've had a lot of back issues, so that kind of has thrown me off in the past. But now I believe I'm where I can start kind of getting back on track. But anyhow, what's what you're doing with the school here that we talked about? I guess over the phone the other day. You're helping coach at a private school here, right?
Right. I volunteer at Fort Bend Christian Academy as the offensive line coach, and the defensive line coach for the football team.
Wow,
that's pretty cool.
Pretty impressive for a Christian school to have not the head coach, but an NFL player who's just a specific area. Man, that's amazing, both for you to be able to volunteer that, but what a great thing for them to be able to convey when people are considering where to send their kid to school, and athletics is a factor.
Right, and it's funny because athletics was not the reason that I'm coaching there, and it's not my love of football that I'm coaching there. It's because this generation of kids that are coming up. We've gone from the greatest generation to, I'm worried about the future. So I want to be able to mentor kids. I want them to understand work ethic, and hopefully, we can once again have another generation of people, coming forward that it's like the greatest generation from, 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Chris?
That's definitely something that's needed. And I think we all recognize that today. It's just it's a huge need that needs to be filled. Now let's talk a little bit about football. Right now, there's a lot of stuff going on, but with the Washington Redskins, this has been going on for a while over the years, but now it seems like it's getting a little more serious. They want them to change the name. Because I guess it's offensive now, or is less politically correct at least. Being a former Washington Redskins player, what is your opinion on that?
Well, when we say Redskins, are we getting bleeped? Is that... just curious. Where do I start with this one? Being politically correct is not something that I'm good at. It's not something I want to be good at. I think political correctness is just another way of advancing this crazy liberal agenda. Now, I can understand that, maybe there's a few folks that might be offended by the name, but something's going to offend somebody all the time. Everybody's not going to be happy.
Always.
The thing that I've always said is, if I was the owner of a team, the last thing I would want to name them was something that I didn't like. I think the name Redskins is a name that honors a group of people. I don't think it's derogatory. I would be proud to have a team named after me. So I don't think there's any problem with it. I think this issue is generated in Washington.
Absolutely.
I think the market would figure it out if there really was a problem. If people thought it was truly offensive, nobody would go to the games, nobody would buy the apparel. Yep. But that's not the way it is. So we've got Washington, or wherever these people are from, and they're just creating issues that aren't issues.
Yeah, what's interesting about that, I agree with you entirely. And if we lived in a truly free society, if we lived in a society that believed in freedom, economic freedom, in other words, my power to vote with my money would mean I would go somewhere else if I was offended by the name Redskins. Mm-hmm. And free speech would say I could call ourselves whatever offensive name we wanted to call ourselves. And there's a list that goes way after Redskins. And people can vote accordingly either way. That's how a free society looks. And let me tell you, when what's interesting about the United States of America, our First Amendment sanctions all speech, not just pleasant, positive, but all speech, including offensive speech. And I tell you, when you start having government legislate what we can and cannot say, we're just like every other totalitarian regime that is classed before this one.
Kevin's getting riled up now.
I'm riled up now, absolutely.
Yeah, that is something that can kind of get the feathers ruffled and make your blood boil a little bit, all this PC stuff. But even though some of the announcers have said they're not going to use the name on the air, which I think is really stupid. But what else would they call them? I mean, it's been around forever. I mean, I know one of the other names is the Hogs, but I mean, they've called the Redskins that before, and I mean, of course, there's no hog on the uniform or anything, but I'm sure that would probably be offensive as well to somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah, no question about it. And to who, we have no idea who. Our producer chimes in and says this could be a white guilt issue. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, first
you
of all,
you said it, not me. I'll let you elaborate.
Well, first of all, the Arkansas fans would probably be upset by calling the Washington Redskins hogs, but that's beside the point. Yeah, I mean, look, who's getting upset? Is it the Native Americans? For the most part, no. There's a video going around YouTube right now or on Facebook showing, kind of a whole bunch of Native Americans who say, no, that we take pride in this. So who's generally being offended? White people.
Yeah.
White liberals who want to be offended for somebody else. That's what they're
Jordan
good at.
Hit it right on the head when he said it's really all started in Washington. Well, that's where that's where they're at.
Imagine.
But it's a political deal that I think they try to use to divide people so that they can try to use that for votes one way or the other.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of wanting to seem like they care. That's all that this is. We want to seem like we care and that we don't want anybody to be offended. We don't want anybody to be oppressed. Of course, the players don't care. The owner doesn't care. The people, the fans don't care that the team's named the Redskins. So why do you care?
Yeah.
To add to that, I've heard that people of Nordic descent are pretty upset with the Vikings as well. So,
yeah, and the leprechaun population is ballistic over Notre Dame's name. So
fighting Irish. Another place that you played.
Exactly, and I remember playing at Notre Dame, and I would often get mad at the stereotype against leprechauns.
You're a little big to be wearing that leprechaun suit there.
Right.
Jordan Black, great guest. Do you have a website you want to point people to or a phone number to encourage people to reach out?
Yeah, snapfitness.com / Missouri City, or you can reach us at 281-971-3505. Anything fitness related, I feel that we can help you.
Yeah, this interview, and it will be standing on its own for sure. Maybe we can get Chris to write an article for it over there at usdealerreview.com, but it'd be a great one for us to have.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Chris Kidd, you can reach him at chriskidd, KIDD.com. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdealerreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. This is The Price of Business.